There you go. There you go. Silverstone sprint qualifying. An experiment created by Ross Brawn. To see, this is like an experiment. It's going to be at 4 races this year. I know it's at Silverstone, Monza. I forgot the other 2 tracks. Maybe Spa, I don't know. But so far, so good. So far, so good. It makes a difference. Let's face it, week in and week out, or every fortnight, we'll watch the Grand Prix. We get the practice 1 and 2 on the Friday. Saturday, get practice 3, qualifying, and then Sunday we get the race. That has been the same format since 2014. And Ross Brawn said to himself, you know what, let's try and mix it up a bit. Let's try this format with the sprint qualifying, then we get the sprint race, and the winner of the sprint race starts off on pole for the race on Sunday. And I thought, you know what, at first I thought, you know, is it going to work? But you know what, with me, I'll give everything a chance. I'll give everything a chance, and so far, so good. Now, Ross Brawn is saying now, if this works out and it's popular with the F1 community, it's popular with the... Not with the F1 community, I don't think they give a shit what the F1 community think. They're more interested in the driver's feedback, which is understandable, you know. The drivers are driving the car, they're the ones that are going around week in and week out travelling. Engineers, team principals. If they get the backing from them and it's popular, it's going to be a permanent fixture on the F1 calendar. Ross Brawn said yesterday, he said maybe if it's permanent, we're going to do it 6 times through the year, just like when tennis. I've got the tennis through the year. They have 4 main Grand Slams. They have the 4 Grand Slams: Australia, the French, Wimbledon, and the US Open. But they're also in between, they've got the Masters. So basically what the F1 are going to do, instead of having 4 sprint qualifying and race days, they're going to have 6 through the season. It's going to be like there's 6 Grand Slams. So obviously they're going to have it at Silverstone, they'll have it at Monza, they'll have it at Suzuka, Spa, Monaco, and some others, you know, to make up 6 through the year, which sounds good to me. Because that, the way it is now, I think it's okay. It gives the fans more entertainment, it gives the fans more something to look forward to. Because let's face it, who gives a fuck about practice? Who cares about practice? No one cares about practice 1 and 2. But you're going to get a geek that'll come out and say, oh, practice is important. Listen, nobody cares about practice. All people care about is qualifying and race day.
Yep.
That's it. Qualifying and race day. Nobody cares about practice. And deep down, you know it. Now, onto the qualifying. I'm not going to go through it. I'm just going to tell you my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion, what I thought of the Grand Prix, and who I thought stood out. For me, this qualifying is probably one of the best qualifying I've saw in the last 3 or 4 Grand Prix, because the drivers only had 1 practice to test the car. They didn't have practice 1, 2, 3. They had 1 practice to show us as fans and to show themselves what they've got. And 1 practice is maybe not enough, and that's what makes it interesting. That's what makes this thing, this format that Ross Brawn created, interesting. Let's face it, we need something interesting in Formula 1. Because the last few races it's been stale. Let's face it, we know the last 3 or 4 races, we all knew that Max Verstappen was going to win. We all knew Red Bull had the fastest car. I never said Red Bull was going to win the championship, but I said, look, after Austria, even after Baku, let's face it, if Max Verstappen would have smashed into the barrier, he would have won Baku. Very simple. He won Monaco and he won France. Easy in my opinion. Very easy. It was only the first couple of races of the season where Mercedes were matching Red Bull. And now, before this qualified, Red Bull was a lot faster than Mercedes. Because Red Bull was upgrading the car and Mercedes wasn't. Very simple. I had some geek on Twitter the other day come up to me and say, oh, that's how special Max is, eking at the time with the car. No, geek. Wrong. The reason why Max Verstappen is getting the fastest lap after fastest lap and winning the race is because Mercedes haven't upgraded the car. Very, very simple. If Mercedes would have upgraded the car like they usually do, there's no way Max Verstappen would have won 3 or 4 races in a row. Wouldn't have happened. I know that's going to upset you Red Bull geeks, but I don't give a crap. My opinion, my channel, don't care. If you've got an opinion, put it in the comment section below. Very simple. I'm not going to cater to all you geeks online because, oh, Max Verstappen's got the fastest car, I'm going to jump on the Max Verstappen bandwagon. No. I'm solo P1 and I am fair. Every time. I am fair. And I said it 2 weeks ago, I said, look, the way we stand now, I never said it was going to win the title. I said the way we stand now, the way things look now, from Baku to Monaco to France, Red Bull's got the fastest car. And they did. But now, Toto Wolff said it a few weeks ago. He said we're going to come into Silverstone and we're going to do the upgrade and we're going to see where we are. They knew exactly what they was doing. This is what I'm talking about. Look, when Mercedes were losing to Red Bull, usually if Mercedes lose to another team, you'll see Toto hit the desk. Everybody knows, boom, he hits the desk. But this time, the last 3 or 4 races, he hasn't been hitting the desk. It's like he was thinking to himself, I knew this was going to happen. We're just testing it. We all know it's the new regulations and we've got all these cost cap. They can't spend like they used to. So they're thinking to themselves, look, we're going to wait and wait and wait. Silverstone was the planned upgrade. That's what they said it from day one. Silverstone was going to be their planned upgrade. And what an upgrade it was. What an upgrade it was. Lewis Hamilton on pole. And he could have been further away if he wouldn't have done the sliding in the last sector. It looked like a rally car. It looked like a rally car in the last sector. And Q3. Second stint by Lewis Hamilton. He could have been way more further. He could have been a second faster than Max Verstappen the way Lewis Hamilton was hitting that sector and the sector. You know what made me laugh after the first practice this morning? All the people online are saying, see, look, where did the upgrade get you? No upgrade, upgrade and done nothing. And I said, listen, I was reading the comments and I was thinking, listen, relax, it's practice. Nothing else matters until Q3. Q1 doesn't even matter. Q2, you start getting ready, you start seeing the speed. But the only thing what matters is Q3. Them last 1.5 minutes towards the end of the lap, that's the only thing what matters. And what happened? Who got pole? Lewis. And Bottas got the 3rd place. Perez didn't get 4th, did he? Where was Perez? He could have got 4th, but he got his lap deleted, so Charles Leclerc took his spot. So Perez tomorrow is starting off in 5th place. And that's not good for Lewis. I mean, that's not good for Red Bull. So it looks like Mercedes are pegging back. Lewis Hamilton's got a great chance of winning that race tomorrow. Great chance. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but his chances are very good. Lewis Hamilton, I've never saw him so confident since the beginning of the season. Today was the old Lewis, the confident Lewis. Lewis actually said, I've got the car where I want. You got Toto getting interviewed by Simon Lazenby. And Jensen. And the saying to Toto, what do you think, Toto? Do you think it's going to happen tomorrow? Where did you get that speed from? Was it an upgrade? Toto said there was no upgrade. We just swapped a few parts around. Yeah, Toto. Okay, Toto. Come on. We know that's not true. But it's like he knew. It's like Toto knew. He knew what was going to happen. He was confident 2 weeks ago in France. When they got their arse. No, 3 weeks ago in France. When they had the triple header. When they got the arse whooped in France. He was confident 2 weeks ago in Austria. In Austria. He was confident there. He's at the end. He was talking to Paul de Resta. He said that we're gonna get 1 and 2. We're gonna be 30 seconds ahead of everybody and blow everybody out the water. We knew he was taking a piece about the 30 seconds, but you could see he was confident. You think, right, Red Bull, you've had your time. Now it's our time. And look at this now. We're gonna see. I'm not gonna say who's gonna win the race tomorrow. Lewis has got to be the favourite. You had Max Verstappen at the end. He was talking to Perez. It looked like they was having an argument about Perez, probably saying, "Oh, why did you finish? Why did you have your lap deleted? What happened?" He was talking about. I think I heard him talking about. He talked about the understeer, oversteer in his car. Listen, at the end of the day, right? You didn't get pole. Lewis got pole, and you can't expect to. Don't think that you're gonna run away with it. See, Max Verstappen probably thinks he's gonna run away with his title, but it's not gonna happen. Max Verstappen is not gonna run away with this title. Lewis is on the march. Lewis is coming back. And I always knew he was going to come back. It was just when. And they haven't left it too late because there's still a lot of races to go. We're not even halfway through the season. We're not even halfway through the season. There's a long way to go. And this is... There's only like 30 plus points between them. 30 plus points between them both. I remember when, I think it was 2015, when Nico Rosberg was about 42 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Actually, it might have been 46 points. And who won the F1 championship in 2015? It was Lewis Hamilton, not Nico Rosberg. So, that's it, man. It was a great qualifying. Not just because Lewis got pole. It was exciting because the format, when they had the practice, then you went straight into a qualifying. And then tomorrow we're going to have the sprint race. And the winner of the sprint race starts off on pole on the race day on Sunday. It's something different, and the way it is now, it's looking good. I'm happy with it. Let's see how it rolls out and see what happens in the next couple of days and see what happens. But for now, it looks good for me. I'm happy with it. But the guy that stood out for me, the driver that stood out for me, and I've been a big advocate of this driver from day one. Before he was in Formula 3, even in his junior leagues. And then went into Formula 3. And I knew George Russell then, and then he came into Formula 2. And all of a sudden now, the British crowd, the British fans have taken to him. Because they know there's something special in this guy. There's something special. Listen, you're gonna get great. There's been great drivers over the past 70 plus years in Formula 1. There's been great drivers, but there's only a few special drivers. You got the special drivers. The great drivers are the drivers where you give them the fastest car and they win. And they win. They're the great drivers. The special drivers are the ones that haven't got the fastest car, and they still win. Ayrton Senna, 1984, Monaco. The guy was in a Tallman. If you haven't seen this race, go on to F1 TV, subscribe. Go on F1 TV, and you can even probably watch it on YouTube. You can watch clips of it. Ayrton Senna made his debut at Monaco. Ayrton Senna. He's in a Tallman. That car, when you actually look at the car, he probably shouldn't even done 3 laps. Never mind finish the race. Ayrton Senna comes on. Nobody knows much about Ayrton Senna. Alan Frost is the best at the time. He's the man, the young gun. He's the guy what everybody knows. Everybody expects him to win the race. And to me, he didn't win the race. He got the decision at the end because he got pulled off the race. He got called off. But to me, Ayrton Senna passed that line before they called it off. So in my opinion, Ayrton Senna won that race. Alan Frost was in a McLaren. Best car at the time. Ayrton Senna was in a Tolman. And he won that race. And he got called off. They said he called it off because he got black flagged. But to me, Ayrton Senna won that race. He won that race. And he ended up coming second. And you could see on the podium, when you see Ayrton Senna at the podium, and you can see when he was on that podium with Alan Frost that he was upset and he knew he should have won that race. He did win the race, but he didn't get the decision. Because we all know what Alan Frost is like. He's a politician as well as an F1 racer. He was always a politician. But what the point I'm trying to make is Ayrton Senna always done what he could with the tools he had. He used to drive a car that weren't even supposed to be even second place. It should have been at the back of the grid, and he got the car into second place at Monaco in the rain. Alonso 2012, that Ferrari shouldn't even been fighting for the title in 2012. But Alonso got the car up there, got pole in certain races. He won a few races for the season in 2012 and actually could have won the title in 2012 and 2010. His teammate was nowhere, but Alonso, because he's a special driver, he got the car up there. He got the car up there challenging for the title. Lewis Hamilton's the same, one of them special drivers. There's only a few drivers that you could probably count on your one hand that are special. Maybe your two hands that are special. Lewis is one of them. Senna's one of them. There's a few more. But the other one is George Russell. George Russell got that car into Q3. What was he thinking? How could he get the Williams into Q3? George Russell is driving in, he's into Q3, he's doing a fast lap. His teammate Latifi's probably in the showers getting ready, back in the helicopter, back to the hotel, back to his motorhome. While he's going back to his motorhome or his hotel, George Russell's in Q3 trying to get 7th place. In a Williams. In Q2, he was faster than Lando, he was faster than Charles Leclerc, he was faster than Vettel. And that was in Q2. He actually beat Vettel in the qualifying at the end of Q3. He's going to be 7th on the grid, by the way. 7th. George Russell. Unbelievable. If he doesn't get the Mercedes seat next season, I'm going to be baffled. I want to know why he's not going to get that seat next year in 2021. But in my opinion, I think he's already got the seat. Damien Hill kept it real as always. Damon Hill, one of my favourite commentators on Sky Sports F1, along with Ted Kravitz and Martin Brundle. They're the only three on the Sky Sports that talk any sense whatsoever. They don't sit on the fence, they don't care. They don't care if they offend anyone. They don't give a shit about offending anyone or the PC brigade on Twitter. They don't give a crap, they say what they want when they want. And that's my kind of commentator. Someone who speaks their mind. You had there who was getting interviewed. Toto was getting interviewed by Listen, and Simon Lazenbury. And they were both there and they were saying, look, what do you reckon? What's the chances of George, what's the chances of George going to Mercedes? Toto said you're going to know at Spa. So basically after the summer break. Listen. We all know that decision is already made. Trust me. They said, does the drivers know? No. Did they say, do you know, Toto, what's going to happen? Toto said, yeah. They know what's going to happen. And when he walked off, here's Damon Hill. Listen, let's face it. We all know. Most probably, yeah, the drivers know what's happening already. and the team principal. Kept it real. Jenson Button sat on the fence like he always does, and Simon Lazenby just sat on the fence because he has to sit on the fence. Damon Hill don't give a shit. He's a world champion in F1. He's a legend. He don't give a shit. He'll say what he wants, and that's what I like about him. Just like Martin Brundle and just like Ted Kravitz. They don't care about offending anyone. They'll come out and speak their mind, and that's what I like about them. I don't like people that sit on the fence because they're scared or upsetting someone on Twitter or offend someone. Or gonna upset someone. Maybe I'll upset someone. No. Speak your mind, speak the truth. And that's the way it should be. But George Russell, in my opinion, he's got that Mercedes seat, in my opinion, for next year. It's going to be Lewis Hamilton, George Russell in the Mercedes in 2022. Very simple. And I can't wait to see it. He'll come in, he'll be the second driver. He'd have to respect the rules. He'll be the second driver behind Lewis for now. And then as obviously when Lewis eventually goes, they're going to have to look for someone else. In my opinion, if it was me and I'd have to pick someone, I'd try and get Lando Norris. Lewis is going to be there for another 3 years. I know he signed a 2-year contract, yeah, but in my opinion, he's going to be there for another 3 years. Lewis wants to race into his 40s. Lewis ain't going anywhere. And when he does finally go, I reckon they should try and get Lando. I know Lando's going to be in his contract, but at the end of the day, if you want the best, I'd go for Lando Norris. Or if not Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly. I'd hijack Pierre Gasly right underneath Red Bull's nose. Get him to win the title, then laugh at him after he's done it. That's what I'd do. Get Gasly in Mercedes, get him to win the title, then you can look at Christian Horner and go, haha, you lose. There you go. That's another way they could go. But as I see it, Mercedes, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Mercedes look like the back. I've just looked at some podcasts I watch, and Peter Windsor. He knows his stuff, he does, Peter Windsor. Very intelligent man. He's a broadcaster, used to be a journalist, Formula 1 as well. Been around, he's done commentating for Formula 1. He's a Hall of Famer. He speaks sense as well. I follow him and he said that Mercedes are back. Of course they're back. Maybe they didn't even go away. Maybe all this was testing, like Toto said. They were just testing, and now it's Silverstone, it's time to go from there. Because you remember you got the cost cap as well.
Here comes
so as I see, it's all to play for tomorrow. Game on. And look, all these world champions are put on here as well. These are all the British world champions. No one's had more world champions than Great Britain. None. 11 world champions. No one's had more race wins than British drivers. We've had 300 plus race wins. Second place, we've got Germany. I think they got 130. The Great Britain, the home of motorsport. Silverstone, the home of motorsport. The majority of teams are scattered around in the UK anyway. There's only about 98% of the teams in F1 are all in the UK. This is the home of motorsport. This is the hub of Formula 1. And that's just the way it is. The UK rules. We've got 3 British drivers on the grid. We might have 5 next year. We might have Cabot Oilat, Schwartzman, they might come. There might be 5 next year. 5 British drivers on the grid. Imagine that. 5 British drivers. As a British fan, you must be proud. Because I know I am. When I watch it on the TV and they talk about the British heritage, they talk about Silverstone, it makes me so proud to be a British man. So proud. So, as I see it, yeah, it's all to play for tomorrow. And, yeah, that's it. So, this is the end of the qualifying. It would have been a review. I just wanted to talk about Silverstone and how special George Russell is. He's a diamond. He's a diamond. A bona fide triple world champion, maybe more in the future. Definitely world champion George Russell. And Lando Norris. Lando Norris, he's special as well. Great driver. Special driver, we'll see. George Russell's a special driver. He's in the Williams, and like I said before, he's getting that car into Q3. Q3. Lando Norris is in the McLaren. Exactly, with the Mercedes engine. But the Williams is the Williams, and he's in Q3. Special driver. Before I go, I'll talk about what happened with Lando Norris. Lando Norris, some dumb idiot took his watch. took his 40,000, whatever it is, Rolex watch. I hope they catch that geek and they lock him up and he gets years in jail. You stupid idiot. Thief robbing Lando Norris. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. People are going to say, oh yeah, well, you feel sorry for him? Oh, he's got military. It doesn't matter. Lando Norris is just a kid at the end of the day, right? And you can see it in the press conference when he was trying to say, oh, I'm trying to get over it during the press conference, trying to forget about it. You can see he's still shook up. Poor Lando coming out, some dumb robbing geek coming out and trying to rob his watch. Get a fucking job, okay? Go to the job centre and get yourself a job. You stupid robbing geek. Lock the guy up. Anyway, so this is Solo P1 signing out. This is the end of the Silverstone qualifying sprint. And before I go, this is Solo P1 and welcome to the F1 2021 sprint race qualifying review at Silverstone. I had to get that in. So this is Solo P1 signing out. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Get in there, Lewis! What a lap, man! It's the first one that counted. Get in there! Yeah, proper, Lewis, proper. Yeah, just keep an eye on that delta time. That's a bit more like it, isn't it? Cracking job, guys. And you, mate, and you.